Dummy Swish Pod.
Yes, sir.
We're back. We're back after, another round of URC, but we're here to talk
hmm
Currie Cup this time. Currie Cup tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you excited, Chris?
Oh, super excited. Like we said, Curry Cup is our thing, So yeah, we're looking forward to the games tomorrow.
It's our brand. It's our brand. And the thing for me is this week it's looking more like the Bold and the Beautiful than the Currie Cup. There's character returns. There's guys returning from you don't know where they were. There's plot twists. There's this. There's returning characters. That's all I can say. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, damn. Oh, you're killing me, Connors. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, and rightly so. It's comebacks, comebacks. You've got, Ini is back, Ini Christian, Ini Christian is back, so, like you say, it's the bold and the beautiful, man.
Yeah, and I for one love it. Let's talk first game. Griquas Pumas. This one always a battle. The smaller unions gunning it out. You've got Griquas at home. Shuffled around a bit. You've got their fly half that's been impressive. He's moving into 12. It's always nice to see a 10 playing 12. It gives that different dynamic. You've got their 12 going to 15. Yonka from the Sharks, who interesting to see how he's going to be at 15 considering he is at 12. Orania normally sparks them off the bench. He starts. So, it's a backline that looks dangerous. Some pacey wings. They've got Obi and Hartzenberg. So it should be, if they can get the ball, should be some running around there on that dry pitch.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, at this game, Griquas Pumas, I think we know what we're going to expect. They're going to have a go. Both teams are going to have a go. I think, again, like with all games, it's going to be the guys in the pack. They've got to do the job. They've got to neutralize the other pack so that their team can get the ball beyond the offensive. Because both teams, both Griquas and Pumas, if either pack gets on top, they've got very, very lethal backlines and attacking players that can take opportunities and really punish. And I think both teams know this one is there for the taking. You named all the guys that are there. It's guys easily you can see them slotting in at bigger unions as well over time, based on just the raw talent that they have, and with further development. So yeah, man, it's an exciting game, this one, definitely so.
Yeah, Pumas just one change to starting lineup. You've got Jade Stichling, a guy from a bigger union, coming in, replacing Msenge. Msenge has a bit of a rough start, considering Varsity Cup. He was a man on fire, but I fully expect him to return to that kind of form.
He'll find his way.
It's tough adjusting. It's a new job. All of us jobs. It's tough adjusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who have you got in that one to it?
Oof, look, I think the Pumas, man. I think the Pumas will be very confident, especially after the big result that they had, against
after
the Lions.
Having the Lions in a chokehold.
I really think I'd be surprised if they don't get the win in this one, because they're a tight group, and there's a lot of continuity, especially within their pack, even though there's some fresh faces, but the core is there. Even if you look in the back line, Devon Williams is there, is known performer. Tapio Mafura, known performer. Kijima, you mentioned Jade Stichling. They've got the guys. There's guys like Lucky Lepu that bring there's a fresh face, but even in their pack with Malembe and Pofu as well, you mentioned him on the last show. So, I think the Pumas are in a good space, and yeah, I'm going with them.
Yeah, I think I'll go Pumas, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than one would think. I think this one's going down to the wire. It's under 5 points or under. I'm going Pumas. That Griquas, the back line is just looking dangerous. So I can foresee some points there. Next one, Bulls versus the Cheetahs. Bulls, obviously a big pack to choose from. A big pool of players to choose from. it's easy for them to put out a Currie Cup team and a URC team. We've got Stravino Jacobs is back, Hans and Hendricks midfield. The forwards though are less experienced. If we're looking at the Cheetahs team, Masuku at 10. Excited about that. He's back. Steyn and Brett center. They've broken up my center pairing of Masuku and Brett, but they've put in Francois Steyn. So I can't complain.
You can't complain, man, because now they've given the young man, the general position. He's the one that's gonna direct the show, and he's got Francis Steyn on his inside. You know what? This is gonna be a very interesting for me. If this backline gets going, I'll be very, very excited to see what they've got to dish up.
And I expect them to get going because, I mean, if you just have a look at the forwards that they've got, tight and loose, I mean, they've moved Aiden Davis to locking position, Sike Kete, Gideon van der Merwe, who we saw at the Greek was heavy operator. We've got Nsila, Morsi. These are some heavy operators. So, I fully expect...
These guys are big hitters, man. Big hitters.
Yeah, so, I fully expect that backline to get the ball and get it going. I'm going Cheetahs win here away from home. A big Wednesday night win. Yeah, look,
I want the Cheetahs to win. And I think really they'll have just a bit too much, for them, for the Bulls. Too much in the sense that I think they'll be more hungrier in a sense, because they've always been up against it, and I think for them, there's no better place to go test yourself than Loftus. So, the Cheetahs can sneak this one, hard, dry, fast pitch up in Loftus. I know.
And Speckman is back, which I forgot to mention.
Spec Magic is back as well, so... Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that one. Cheetahs, to be closer. Exciting.
Yeah, we're looking at what is it? Two Loftus losses in less than 30 days. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah.
But let's look at the revenge match from this weekend. It's the Sharks Western Province. This one is it's built up nicely. I think the way that the fixtures came out, it's going to build up nicely to this one. I mean, sometimes you can lose interest by the third game, but this one definitely not. Ini Radebe returns, Cohen Bosch returns, Noche returns. All those three starting, and then you've got Nohamba on the bench. It's again some heavy guys.
Yeah, look, it's an exciting sort of balance that the Sharks have. Because you've got the creativity with Ini there. Maybe we're going to see at some point in that game, maybe you'll see him operating more from first receiver, taking it more to the line. I think he brings that dimension, and you want him to get his hands on the ball. Yao Peng, hard runner, Werner Koch, Maurice Lowe, hard workers and very tough defensively, but even on attack, Manus Potrita, he knows where the try line is. So, look, it's set up, but again, look, not like you mentioned, Noche's back. Yes, long injury, it's his time, to come back and start really making way. The youngsters that they've got there, Gumete. Look, I'm backing my boys, to take this one, and I think them as a union franchise, they'll be blowing hot under the collar, wanting to put Province away, Province Stormers, however you look at it, but it's the union at the end of the day, that lost to the other union. It's all the same thing, so this should be also another exciting game, the way that the teams look,
Yeah, let's see Cohen Bosch as well, back against the wall, I mean, we saw Buta Chamberlain, it seems like they've given him the keys, so we'll see how he performs. If we talk Province,
I was saying, considering the talk that maybe Bosch will go to the Northern Hemisphere, there's moves, possibly on the horizon for him. So either way, even if there is that talk, he still needs to play well, so he's gonna go out there and do it.
Yeah, and he's up against Tim Steele.
Tim Steele,
Uh,
the
yeah,
guy.
I mean we've got Sergio Peterson coming in at 15. Rudolph Smith departed from the Lions, starting for Province here. Only other guy that sort of stands out from the starting lineup is Keke Morabi, who's the eighth man. He's been touted as, big talent. But the storyline and the plot here is on the bench.
Yeah.
You've got one Springbok and one future Springbok. You've got Roberts and Voliter.
Yeah. That's I was pleased and pleased for Hilton Roberts to see that even in 2022 he's still able to play at that level. Because I feel like it's just one of those guys that we never really got to see his full potential. And hopefully his experiences he can bring to this Province team and help the youngsters. And then you've got Kate Voliter, who it was looking bright, then it stopped for him, but now it's a chance to re-emerge. And we know he's an exciting youngster. We know he's definitely one for the future. So, yeah, man, it's like we've said, Currie Cup, looking at what's coming through, there's a mixture, young, old, the guys coming back. This is our SA Rugby, and
yeah, this one is like WWE. It's like the Undertaker, Hilton Roberts returning. This one, it's got that feel.
And he wears and he likes strapping the fall. He's gonna be taking names, He's gonna be taking names. But man, it's good. It's good for. I think it's good for rugby, and for guys, if they still got something to give, they must give it, to the game. But like I say, I'm excited about all the new faces, the youngsters coming through. It's a lot of opportunities, and we mentioned this, So, yeah, man, it's the Currie Cup.
Yeah. In other news, Geland, seemingly there's a deal on the table. Young man, get your money. Young man, get your money.
Hot property right now, and you know what? You wouldn't blame the guy. I think at the Stormers where he is right now, let's be honest, does he have a shot at winning silverware? If he's that kind of player. At the moment, I think he's done his time in terms of, there's always that debate about youngsters leaving early to go overseas and things like that. I think he's done his time. He stayed in the system and he became a Springbok in the system. He didn't have to come from overseas, which shows that the system works, right? So, and he's got the caps. He's got a medal, like you said, young man, get your money, So, yeah, I think it'll be good for him and for his game. He must go showcase his talents that side, And
yeah, I mean, showcasing his talents off the bench, which is a problem in itself. So, I mean, I think this move, it's about time. It's about time. I mean, if they're going to go with Fulham, so it seems like they're going with him at 15. Then it's about time.
It is, but even if it wasn't about, him being on the bench, I feel just for his own growth as a player, I mean, he's been, yes, he was at the Bulls, and he did his time at the Bulls and, he did
his sentence. That one was like jail.
Yeah, and then he went now as a Province, and again, he's doing his time for them, he's delivered for them, so man, let him go get his bag, and he can still be a Springbok, because he is a Springbok, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, let's talk some URC. First game, Lions at home against the Bulls. My prediction, I think I was about 4 points off. I said 10-30.
Yeah.
Lions, no real tempo, no real urgency.
It's strange because they're at home, and from me, there's even the post-match, or not post-match, pre-match interviews, when they had the coach on there and they were asking the coach questions, but the way that he was answering, I didn't get confidence from him, in terms of, in terms of whether his players will be able to deliver what the plan is at the level that, they're professional, so they do have levels, but just him as the coach. And I think that's where the problem
He's starting
is.
to look like Solskjaer.
Yeah, he is though. He is, because for me, that's the problem, is that you've got the talent there, you've got the players. It's why isn't it coming together? Yes, we've said the roster, but just outside of the roster, the performance that they gave, you know what I mean? That is about culture, in the team, what's going on.
I mean, Yaku Grill came out and said some of these guys are it's a privilege to play for the Lions and they're not playing that way, and I mean, he's one of the guys that's from those teams, Super Rugby finals teams, and he's saying, there's no belief. So I mean, it seems like going into this game, you can't go into the game knowing you're going to get the L, which seems like it's the case. Salinger, again, a bit of a shocking performance from him. Like I said, we need changes. We need changes.
Fred reminds me of the other Fred from the other sport. It's just that name. Just that name. Hey, it seems like it's associated with such, but in such a crucial position, But I think that's just a translation of what's going on in that team. There's no confidence. When at least when you're confident, the rub of the green goes your way, and there's, even if you're behind, you're not making such mistakes, but there's no confidence there, no belief. They need the changes, they need them,
Yeah, Tian Swanepoel was just about the only positive thing about it. Bulls, nothing really to say, just they were dominant. Papio on the score sheet again. Arensa continues to look good. The Bulls are the Bulls, as you say.
Yeah, look, Bulls, I think the one thing about the Bulls, and we've been saying this since 2020 or 2021, that they scrum, The one thing for sure is that that's definitely where their weakness is, is their scrum, and it's become even more apparent since Trevor's gone, but what I credit Matanzima for is that he was put under pressure the first scrum, but he came back, and not only did he come back into the scrums, his carries as well, and his work off the ball, as it were, so the Bulls still have problems, still have weaknesses, but all around the Bulls are the Bulls, Aldrich Lowe is showing his physicality, look, yeah, you can see that the guy's going places, man.
Yeah, no, they're adding him now. His email, everything, his phone number. They're adding him to those bulk groups.
I know he's in the database. He has to be, So, yeah, Bulls will be the Bulls, And what else do you expect? You expect nothing less from them but to take the chances that they're given, and if they're allowed to put pressure like they were. Without any real resistance, of course they're going to do that to the Lions,
Yeah, let's talk next game. Sharks at home against the Stormers. Sharks blowing hot at times, but defensively lost their head a bit. The backline, hot backline. Yeah. Guys are on fire. We even saw Mapimpi throwing passes out wide to apparently he used to play fly half at one stage. I don't know if those reports can be verified, but
no. Look, no, that backline is the backline is hot, man, and they ball players, all of them. They when you look at that backline, are they ball players? Except maybe fly half, I can question because he likes the boot too much when he doesn't.
No, but he gets the thing I like about him is he gets the pass away. Even under pressure, he gets the pass away. So that's what I like about him. And the thing was, I mean, even that when time was up for that kick, then he came back with a drop goal.
Oh yeah.
So he's showing he can hang with those kind of guys. The more experienced, the arms, the Mapimpis, those guys that are in there.
I get you. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh because we lost. Yeah. Oh well. It's a draw,
It feels
but we
like
lost.
a loss.
Yeah, it's a loss, man, because, and I feel like I kind of saw this one, because, I was wary of the Stormers. And like we said, you leave the door open for the Stormers, they just find a way. But again, the Sharks, defense, we mentioned it, but the biggest thing outside of defense is just, discipline, discipline, but the discipline is a result of pressure, and that's when the mistakes come in. And it just goes back to that defensive structure. Again, it all goes back to that, is that...
I don't know. Do you think it's defensive structure, or do you think it's guys being a bit lazy, guys cutting corners a bit, not necessarily wanting to do the hard work,
Okay. When you put it like that, yes, because if they work harder, to get back to a line, they don't give away those soft penalties. They don't give away those yellow cards. It's the thing is things that they can fix. That's the positive from this, is that, they conspired against themselves, but the Stormers didn't beat them. They conspired against themselves. The Stormers did well to take the chances that they were offered, but yeah, a lot of that, those Sharks guys will be, just looking at each other to say, okay, how did we allow that to happen? Or they should have been, but or hopefully they've moved on from that now. But, it's that thing is, okay, how do you allow that to happen? Got these guys on the racks, you cutting them apart. Everything that you do from an attacking point of view is just, they're not there, and then you let them get in, and it all unravels.
Yeah, Grant Williams, he seems sharper than Herschel in that battle for the reserve number 9.
Yeah.
Ox,
even though
he put out a big...
showed good glimpses.
Yeah, he did. Ox, he had a good showing. You're putting Sazi Sandi under pressure there. Fassi, that Koos and Grabber, it's class. It's class. Guys are... And then, you saw on the other side when Kalan comes in and he gets on the outside of his man for that try, for Willems's try. It just shows guys are turning up the heat there for that 15 jersey.
Yeah, it's the box, it's that's, if I can say, if there's one thing, being a Sharks fan aside, what I enjoyed most about that was when you see the box, the Springbok players, showing, why they are box, why they are a cut above, that's like good to see. Even if you look at that Sharks, that first try, it was Sia Kodisi counteracting like 4 guys, and the ball goes out from, a Springbok touring member to a Springbok winger who sends out a cut-up pass to the Springbok center, and it's a try. That's a Bok try right there, and Fassi as well, his touches. So, and then you like you mentioned, Haaland, Willemse, it shows that we've got the players, we've got the ability, and it's just a matter of, creating more situations where these guys can actually do that.
Yep. Dion Fourie earning his yellow card. I think it's time to give that man a rest. Give him the week off. Is that give him the week off. Don't even look at next week's game. Next week's game, which are basically a reversal, away teams, home teams. Predictions.
Look, if you're talking Sharks are they have to retaliate, and very strongly. And Stormers haven't been successful this much at Cape Town Stadium, so the opportunities there. They haven't found their way at that stadium, so they're there for the taking. That's what I believe. Bulls are more of the same. I think Lions, you'll expect a different up-tempo game. They'll have a better attitude, this week, definitely. But I think the Bulls will they'll have too much for them, because the Bulls, they know what they do.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling the same way. I'm of the same mind. That Sharks practice this week, those guys, they just want the weekend to come. That's all they want. So any closing remarks, Chris?
No, nothing other than let's get to kick off tomorrow. You know, I want to find an excuse. I want to be out the office early. Be watching the game.
Yeah, out of office early, guys. Get those doctor's notes. Time Switch Pod. Thanks for watching.